Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be choosing my June TBR together and I'm super excited because it is the first TBR that we're choosing together in my new office, which I am super excited about. However, I don't really know what the vibe for June is yet. Obviously I may want like some summary reads, but I don't really know if I have that many good summary reads. So we're just gonna we'll just see. We'll just go through and see what I happen to take a liking to this month. This is gonna work the same way that all of my TBR videos do. We're gonna stand up. We are going to go through my shelves. We are going to assess some options, see what's tickling my fancy. I think I want to maybe choose like 6 or 7 for the month. Of course, I say that every single month and then I manage to choose more than 6 to 7, but I'm gonna try to keep it within 6 to 7 for June. I feel like I'm maybe getting my reading mojo back a little bit, but I also don't wanna make it like too unattainable and be disappointing, so we're just gonna see. However, I actually don't even need to stand up for the first 2 books that are on this TBR because they are actually from the lovely sponsor of today's video, who is Book of the Month. As you guys know, I love working with Book of the Month, but if you don't happen to know what they are an online bookish subscription service. And basically how it works is every single month their team vets hundreds of different new and early release titles from so many different authors, so many different genres, and then they come out with a curated selection that you can then choose from and it'll show up right at your door. Just like that. As I said, I love the wide variety that Book of the Month has. They truly have something for every reader, but if you don't happen to be feeling any of their selections for the month, you can skip at no charge to you. One of my other favorite things about Book of the Month is that they do have the leading price on new hardcover fiction. Book prices are crazy these days, honestly, so having Book of the Month as an option is so nice. And in June, you can actually get your first book from them for just $9.99 with the code SOLSTICE. That is a new hardcover book. One of these bad boys. For $10, which is such a deal, honestly. So let me show you a couple of their selections for June. I am super excited about both of these because I feel like I'm gonna be starting my summerween reading a little bit early. They had some really good like spooky horror, creepy thriller kind of picks this month, I think. The first one being The Children by Melissa Albert. Even the cover of this one is just so haunting, honestly, and I'm really excited about it. This one is following 2 children of a legendary fantasy author whose mother wrote them into one of her fantasy series. And that's kind of coming back later in life to haunt them. It says they have to contend with the vine-like creep of legacy, memory, and magic, which sounds really good. I'm really excited about this one. And then the other one that I have here, obviously a perfect summer pick, is Summer's Never Over by Darby Bozeman. This one takes place at a secluded summer camp in Georgia, which like already perfect summerween vibes right there. And obviously there was a tragic death at the summer camp, which like, was it an accident? Was it not? I don't know, I'm gonna assume no, but I definitely wanna find out. So these seemed like really good June reads, really good precursors to my summerween reading, but they have so many other great picks this month if you'd like to check those out as well. So thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring this video and supporting me and my channel, and thank you so much to you guys who are watching this video as well for always supporting me and my channel. Your support, as I always say, means the absolute world to me, and I'm so happy that you're here and allowing me to do this. So with the first 2 books being decided, let us get on up. Oh, got my hair caught in the books. Let us get on up and choose some more books for my June TBR. Truly, I don't know what else I'm gonna pick, but we're gonna find out very shortly. All right, really excited to be like going through my new shelves to do this. I feel like it'll just like make the TBR videos like slightly different, you know? So, although I actually don't really know if I'm gonna have anything on like these couple of shelves here, because it's like my vampire shelf, which I think I've read everything on. Veronica Speedwell, obviously I don't have anything on. I don't think I have any horror books that I want to read this month. I feel like any horror books that I haven't read that are up here, I need to save for like summerween. So we probably won't be doing anything there, but I kind of want to choose a classic. I've been buying a lot of classics this year, but I have not been reading a lot of classics this year. I feel like I started out hot for me personally with reading classics, but then I just kind of like petered out because of everything, honestly. But I kind of want to get back into it and I want to choose a classic to read this month, but I want something manageable. I don't want anything like super long, so we're gonna see what I have. I could also choose like a modern classic. Those are the ones that I have like down here. That could also be an option. So let me pull a few off that I can maybe try to read this month. A couple of these have graced the TBRs already this year. I am aware of that, but you know what? We're just resetting. So I could go with something like Mansfield Park. I could go with something like North and South, but I don't really know if these are what I'm feeling for June. What I'm kind of feeling for June actually, which I don't think I've put on a TBR so far this year, so why not just throw it on one, is maybe Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. This, I think it's like a kind of a gothic, I think a lot of her books are very gothic, but I think this one is also like a very gothic read. But it says, after the death of her mother, Mary Yellen crosses the windswept Cornish moors to Jamaica Inn, the home of her Aunt Patience. Maybe we will try Jamaica Inn this month, because I want a classic, and I feel like this could be a good one. So, it's only 300 pages as well. That feels doable. We're gonna grab Jamaica Inn off of the shelves, I think. I don't think there's anything else like on any of these like 6? Do I know how to count? 6 shelves that I want to read this month. Now I know for sure I'm not gonna have a lot in this like general area because I have like Lord of the Rings stuff, favorites, whatever. But I know for a fact I would really like to read Starship this month. I was gonna read it in May and then I just never got around to it. Story of my life, honestly, but we're gonna give it another try. So we're gonna grab Starship off. Another book that I absolutely need to read in June is actually The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is a part of my like big book club that I'm doing on my Patreon, and we need to read this month and I haven't started it really. So we're gonna pull that off. I think that might be everything for all of these shelves. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it realistic, so I'm just gonna grab off these 2. Also, quick Daisy intermission. Look at how she's sleeping on my desk. She's so freaking cute. Hello, she has been adjusting well to the apartment, haven't you? Yes, you have. And she's so comfy. Oh. All right, we have 5 books selected so far, so we have room for a couple more. And one I'm thinking I might also want to try to read in June, another classic, but this one's very short, I think, is A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. I feel like this could be a good one. This one, I think, takes place in like the Italian Riviera countryside, somewhere in Italy, right? I will find that out before the end of the video and let you know, but this one seems like a good late June, like very beginning of actual summer kind of read. Don't think there's anything like up here that I want to read. A lot of these I've read. A lot of these I've read. We're gonna move maybe to my little shelf over here. We need to visit her. All right, we're getting like, it's quite an odd angle, honestly, and I'm like all up in my plant. But one book that I need to grab from here because it's my Patreon buddy read for the month is like literally at the bottom of the stack. Which, poor planning on my part, because like I knew this was my Patreon buddy read when I put this stack here. Oh shit, that kind of worked. We have A Treachery of Swans by Amy Poranek. This is my June buddy read for my Patreon. We'll talk about it more in a sec. Now, actually that didn't mess it up as much as I thought it did. There we go. Good as new. And then moving down to the last books that are on my shelf. I'm already at 7 books, so I can't really choose anything else, but I want to make sure I'm not like missing anything good. I feel like I want to read like some thrillers in June maybe, so like some of these could be good options, or I could listen to some audiobooks. I also kind of want to read another Stephen King book. I've been putting together like my Summerween TBR and I have a Stephen King book on there, but like I kind of want to read another one. I'm not really sure which one. I want it to be one that I haven't read yet, so like I don't own it yet, obviously, but I might assess some options while we chat at the end here. Oh my gosh, I need to read the spring and summer Brambley Hedge books. I never read the spring one, and I'll get to read the summer one soon. So, mental TBR. We'll put those on the mental TBR. All right, so we have gone through the shelves. I've selected the books. I only have 7. And I want you all to be very proud of me. I feel like I'm a notorious over book picker for my TBR videos. I'm always like, I'm just gonna have like, you know, 6 or 7. And then I have like 11, but I feel like I've kept it at a manageable number and I'm really excited about all of these. So let me quickly go through them. I also want to talk about like some other audiobooks / books that I don't own physically that I also would like to start introducing into these TBRs because I definitely have like audiobooks and stuff that I want to read throughout the month as well that we could also chat through at the end. But let me show you the physical books that I'm hoping, praying that I can read this month. So let me first start out with my 2 book club books that I have this month. The first one being my Patreon monthly book club that I do, and we are reading A Treachery of Swans by Amy Poranek. This has been on my TBR for so many months at this point, and I'm so excited that I'm actually going to do it because I literally have to do it. But this is like a sapphic, dark, gothic, young adult fantasy novel that is a Swan Lake retelling, and I feel like the vibes are just going to be immaculate, honestly. I really, really loved Amy Poranek's other book. What is it called? What was it called? What is it called? Where the Dark Stands Still, that's what it's called. Really, really enjoyed that one. Would recommend it if you're looking for another great YA fantasy recommendation. But really loved that one, so I've been super excited about this one. And it sounds great. So we'll be reading A Treachery of Swans. And then for my other Patreon book club that I have like a big book club on my Patreon. And for April through June, we are reading The Way of Kings and I have not started it yet. You know, due to a lot of reasons I haven't started it yet, but in my defense, a lot of my patrons also have not started it yet, so that makes me feel better. But reading this book throughout June seems super doable. This is a reread for me. It has been like 5 years since I read it the first time, which is absolutely crazy. And I'm super excited about it. I don't know how to like quickly sum up what The Way of Kings is about, but I feel like you probably know. Like if you're around here, if you're on BookTube at all, you probably know. But this is book 1 to the Stormlight Archive, and I cannot wait to jump back into this. I did start it very, very briefly this morning. I think I made it to page like 29. So out of this 1,000 page book, not a lot of progress. But the first 30 pages, oh my gosh, it was so great to like jump back into it. So I'm really excited to reread this. Then I have a couple of classics for the month. Obviously, I would really like to read Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. This one we're following a young woman who goes to stay at Jamaica Inn with her aunt. And I think she is just like, you know, experiencing a lot of very interesting people who live at this inn. There's apparently a lawless gang of criminals. There's like this weird guy who she may or may not have to trust or something. I think it's kind of like a thriller-y sort of thing. At least that's what Vogue is telling me. It says it's a brilliantly executed thriller. So I guess we'll see. But I read Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier in October of last year, and I really loved it, and I've been super excited to read more from Daphne du Maurier. So hopefully I'll like this one too. Then bit of a different vibe, but still a classic. We have A Room with a View by E.M. Forster. I've really been excited to read some E.M. Forster, so I'm very much hoping I can do that this month. In this one, we're following our main character, Lucy, who is, you know, like a proper Edwardian English woman, and she ends up going to Italy for the summer, and I think a lot of her, you know, repressed morals are being, I don't know, questioned or something. Sounds like a good read. I'm really excited about it. I feel like it'll be the perfect, like, early summer read. And then for a little bit of a romance pick, we have Starshipped by Cat Sebastian. This one is following 2, like, lead actors on this sci-fi TV show, and I'm gonna assume they don't like each other very much. Just a hunch, honestly. And oh, they have to agree to stage a very public friendship, little like, you know, like fake, not really like fake dating, but fake not hating, I guess. It's just a road trip romance. This sounds so perfect for June. I'm so excited about this one. And then we have my 2 book of the month picks. We have The Children and Summer's Never Over. I just feel like these are gonna be like the perfect early summer reads as well. So these are the 7 physical books that I'm hoping to get off of my TBR. But I definitely have some audiobooks that I'd really like to listen to this month as well, so I thought I would include that as a little like section at the end of this video. I think I'm going to be catching up in the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon this month. I just recently, like yesterday, started volume 7, and I think there's only volume 8 out at this point in time, and oh my gosh guys, it's getting so good. It's getting so good. I'm so excited about it. So I will be listening to volume 7 and 8 throughout the month for sure. I also, this is a really random one, but I said I wanted more thrillers, so I want to listen to Her Last Breath by Taylor Adams. I just recently listened to the audiobook for The Last Word while I was like moving and unpacking and all of that stuff, and it just made me remember how much I love listening to thrillers. And I think The Last Word is maybe about like some people who go spelunking. I think it takes place in a cave maybe, which I have personal beef with caves, so I feel like it'll be a good thriller for me personally. And then I also would really like to read another Stephen King book this month, I think, but I don't know which one. I want one that's like a little bit on the shorter side, which I know is kind of a tall order when it comes to his books. But I would love some suggestions from you guys. I've read like the big ones mainly. I think I've read like the majority of like the really popular ones, but if you guys have any like shorter ones, oh, maybe I should listen to like Joyland or something. Maybe something in that series. Maybe start that. Is it a series? Maybe. I don't know. Give me recommendations as far as that goes. I would love to have some recommendations because I feel like I'm gonna be listening to a lot of audiobooks this month. So I'd love to know if you guys have any Stephen King recs for me. Please do let me know down below. But with that, I think we have arrived at the end of my TBR. We have chosen all of the books that I would like to read in June. I feel like, you know, like there's kind of a vibe. I feel like there's also really not much of a vibe. So I'm just really excited to get in and have like a bunch of different genres and whatnot for June. So obviously this video begs the question, what are some books that are on your guys' June TBR? Do we share any? Do we happen to share any? What are the odds? I don't know. Or if there are any books that you're reading in June that you think I need to read soon, do let me know. I'd love some more recommendations as always. Before we go, also, I would like to thank everybody over on my Patreon. As I said, we have a lot of fun stuff coming up this month. I'm gonna be doing a readathon this month. We have a bunch of buddy read, book club live shows coming up this month for both of these. So if you want to check that out, the information is always linked down below. But with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all having a great Monday or Friday, or whatever day I'm posting this video. And I will see you all in my next one. Bye.